Morning, welcome to my next video. As you can see, it's a little bit breezy, but I need to go on a good old stomp. So I'm hiking my way up towards the light grove. See how windy it is up there, and just give myself a little bit of exercise, get out and about in nature for a bit, make myself feel a bit more happy. So I know this is a very long walk. I've put my OS Maps tracker on, see how far I get on. The little yellow route is busy with kids, so the sooner I get off here the better. So now I'm headed towards the back end of the lock circular, which will take me towards Rotherham Lodge and Piccadilly and the Larry Grove. That's the way I'm going. I can really tell I've not done a lot of exercise over the past week because my legs are sore already, and I've only been walking for about 10 minutes. It's going to be a fun walk, isn't it? Do me good though, just what I need. I need to get out and about. Being stuck inside is definitely not good for my little strange brain. I have been waiting for a better day to do this walk, but it just doesn't seem to be coming when I have the time. So I'm going to head up, do a little recce, see what it's like up there, and then hopefully I can get up there. I haven't brought the drone with me, it's far too windy for it today, but I can get up there with the drone at some point. Seeing as I'm stopping here for winter and definitely next summer, I have all the time in the world to explore this place. So yeah, I'll take myself on a little recce, see what it's like up there, and hopefully on our next days off, me and Brian will get a nice day and we can do this cycle to Loch Eynick, which you saw from above from Scargorth. You can cycle in, and there's a beach right at the top that you should have been able to see from the drone footage. It's about a 2.5 hour bike ride with Red, so that's another one that we will be doing at some point soon. We just need the weather. It's turned a little bit lately. I think it's across most of the UK, to be honest. It's very windy, quite rainy, but it's only weather. You have to get out while you've got the time. Those of you who saw my last video will know why I needed to get out and do this hike. My nerves are a little bit jangled at the minute. It's just a combination of things, moving house, seeing Andy, who's an old friend from my past, brought back lots of memories. So I need to just get out, do a good old stomp, and get rid of my feelings, if you know what I mean. So that's what my aim is today, even though it's very windy and I'm going up, but I'll be fine. Getting a bit more breezy the higher up I go over the lock. I'm still on the lock circular at the minute. It takes quite a while to get around to the bit where you dart off towards Rotherham. So yeah, it's a good old walk, but no rain so far, which is good. While the wind's died down for a couple of seconds, I just want to say a massive happy anniversary to the lovely Mick and Julie, who are my caravan neighbours. And as you've seen, Mick has been my guide to my first 2 Monroes, and my videographer as well. I hope you both have a lovely day. I know Julie watches some of my videos. Mick tends to not, he thinks I'm boring. I know all of these feelings that I have are temporary. Everything's temporary in life. We're temporary, we're not here forever. So you just have to deal with them as they come and just get through them, I think. But yeah, sometimes it all feels like a big massive pressure on me and I struggle a little bit. I've been through a massive transition, and then I think moving into the caravan kind of brought everything back, and that's why I'm feeling a little bit jangled. So I'll settle and I'll get there. And I'm not saying I don't love being in the caravan, I do. It's so nice being able to get out of bed and stand up and not bang your head. We'll lift the dogs in and out, and yeah, it's been really luxurious compared to living in Gladys. But I didn't really miss the luxuries when I moved into the van and the awning. It was weird, but I think if I had to do it the opposite way around, I would find it a little bit of a struggle. Now I've come a little bit higher up away from the lock, the campsite and the toilets and the boathouse. It's peaceful up here. Just a 25-minute walk and there's no people. It's so nice.
You better tell the truth real fast, and then we're probably done at last. 'cause I got somewhere to be, and you're done deceiving me into thinking I couldn't do.
I think the other night going to the pub with everybody, although it was lovely and I really enjoyed myself, because Brian and Mick's wives are up, Alison and Julie. Everybody was a couple, bar me. And don't get me wrong, they did never make me feel excluded, and everybody includes me in all the conversations, but it made me aware that I'm on my own and made me feel a little bit lonely. And I don't know why, because I'm happy being on my own, but sometimes situations like that, I don't know, kind of reminds me what it's like to be part of a couple. And yeah, I think that made me a little bit sad as well. But it's just one of those things, you have friends and they are a couple, and normally I'm just hanging around with Brian and Mick, and Julie and Alison are back at home dealing with the kids and their own stuff, and it's just like I'm hanging around with mates. But yeah, it made me a little bit aware of it. They're all so lovely and they never exclude me. Julie and Alison had a conversation with me the other night not to worry about hanging around with Brian and Mick because they are really good to me, the pair of them. And Julie and Alison are lovely, they're really nice women. And I'm lucky to be in such a lovely place with such lovely people. Just have to deal with these feelings as they come and go, and situations are going to make different feelings arise, I think. Just have to get through them as they come along. Okay, it's taken me 40 minutes to get from the Lock Circular to here, where you start going up towards Wattymerks Lodge and headed towards Piccadilly and the Larry Grove. It's very windy up here, it's quite exposed. So if you could drive in a straight line straight through the mountains, you could go straight ahead and head towards Scargoith, which is the Munro that I did with Mick and the dogs. It's behind those range of mountains over there. I think Prairie-Ack is over there as well, it's another one. But we're saving those for a less windy day. It's already quite windy and I'm not very high up. We are getting brief glimpses of the sun, along with a little bit of drizzle, but I'm warm now from walking through.
Yeah, I know I was probably crazy, thinking someday you'd change. There's nothing left to do now, so I'm playing the game. And so, heartbreaker, I've been working you out. You made loads of mistakes, but none that you talk about. I'm watching every move you make, and I'm on to you. Come on, heartbreaker, give in and surrender to me. You should have probably left.
So I'm just coming to where the track splits to go towards the Larry Grove now. That's taken me an hour to walk here. So we'll see how far we get along. My legs are lingering up a little bit. I might have to have my jacket off, it's very warm in that sun. It's 20 past 12 and I was hungry, so I quickly had a pan of chocolate and a drink of water. But I'm carrying on my journey. Took my coat off. Look at the view though. How beautiful is that? It's really pretty down here. Last time I come down with Brian, I came up from Loch and Eileen, just had the camera in my bag and I didn't film anything. But yeah, it's stunning here, especially when all the heather's going beautiful colours like you can see. You get a lot of bikers on this route, but I couldn't do it on my own. As you saw, that Cairngorm footbridge, I couldn't get my bike over there on my own. Not without Brian. When I set out, the day was really dull and grey, and now I keep getting lovely patches of sunshine down in the woods. It's so pretty. I'm really glad I came out. I'm starting to feel a little bit better and a lot less jangled. So I'm at where the path splits off to go towards the Larry Grove. If you head down that track, you head towards Loch and Eileen and Loch Eynick. That's a good idea. Ride your bikes to a certain point, tie them up to a tree, and then, you know, do the rest. Because it's taken me an hour and 24 minutes to get to this point. So by the time, if I turn around now, it'd be 3 hours back, well, 3 hour round trip. So I'm just gonna set off up here, see how my legs feel, maybe find somewhere to have a wee because I'm starting to need one. As you can see, this track is not very suitable for biking, so I'm glad I used my feet about my bike.
But you've got a porcelain ego, talking fast and punching low, making sure that there are no traces of thinking I could have done better. Yeah, I know I was probably crazy, thinking someday you'd change. There's nothing left to do now, so I'm playing the game. And so, heartbreaker, I've been working you out. You made loads of mistakes, but none that you talk about.
Some people are braver than me and do it on bikes. I just think I'd be off in the heather if I had to ride down this tiny track. Definitely won't fancy doing this on my bike. There's all tree branches and rocks all over the path. It's hard enough to walk it. It's not that high of a hike so far, but the wind is getting up quite a lot, so I must be moving upwards. Have a look on the map in a minute, see where I am. Okay, so there I am. Larry Grew is just there. I've walked 7k and it's taken me 1 hour and 35 minutes. Obviously it took me an hour to get from the site to the start of the track, so see how I get on. Obviously I have to turn around and get back at some point because I can't leave the dogs for too long. Despite Daisy being tired, she still needs to go for wee-wees. And I can see why people get in trouble in places like this. I passed a couple of people, but mostly it's pretty deserted. And the trees are waving around in the wind, and if one of them came down on you, you'd be in big trouble. But I'm carrying on for now because I'm determined. Obviously, if it gets dangerous and too windy, I will turn around. So far, I'm not stopping. It's definitely not easy on a bike. I keep catching up to those two bikers that passed me. They're just having real difficulty. I won't bring one up here. They're actually starting to slow me down, which is a little bit annoying because you can't get round somebody on a path like this. He's not very confident, she's a lot more confident than him. Hopefully this path smooths out a little bit and they get way ahead of me and I won't catch them up for a while, because that took me a lot longer than it would normally to get through there, thanks to being stuck behind two bikes. Yeah, it's getting a little bit cooler up here. Might have to put my jacket back on at some point, but I'm just going to keep going. Maybe find somewhere, sit down and drink my hot chocolate. If I can. I really want to sit there and near the heather because the foot ticks. And that's the last thing I want, is to asking somebody to get a tick off me. Oh, it's a wee bit blowy up here. Obviously come up the side of a valley. I'm not that far away from looking at the map, so I am going to aim to get there as long as it doesn't get too bad. I can see the hills, so hopefully that means I'm not too far away. And the sun's coming out, so I don't have to put my jacket on yet. It's still a lot more windy up here though. Wow, it's beautiful up here. Can't believe I've not come up here before, just because of the wind. Mind you, it's probably a good time to come with all the heather being all purple and pretty. It looks amazing. You can just see a little river down there, down in the valley. Quite high up now. It's actually quite a big river. Wow, look at it here. This place is stunning, look at this. I'm so glad I came out. It's beautiful up here. I'd love to get down there, but yeah, I don't know how. You can see the river just flowing down the middle of the valley. Stunning. What a beautiful place I live. I'm so lucky. Sorry, they're not called valleys in Scotland, they're called glens. I keep getting told off for not using my Scottish terms. Sorry, Brian.
I'm watching every move you make and I'm on to you. Come on, heartbreaker, give in and surrender to me.
Okay, I'm a little bit more exposed now, so it's getting a bit more windy. I'm just going to carry on a little bit longer. it gets any more windy, I am going to turn around. So as you can see, I'm on the side of a glen and I don't want to get blown into it because I haven't seen another person since they hit this part of the track. So yeah, it's quite deserted. I don't want to get hurt. I have told everybody on site where I'm going, so they know roughly how long it should take me. They'll probably check in with me at some point, but see how we get on. But look at that, can't beat it. I can't actually believe those bikers did this. Look at the track, and it's so windy. You'd definitely be off. Well, I would. Look, excited to see the start of it now. Up there. I am carrying on, even though the wind is getting quite high up here. I don't know. I think down at Glenmore the forecast was up to 46 mph gusts. Don't know what it is up here. It's definitely more. But the track is quite well laid, and I'm okay so far. Just keep looking at the side, thinking, I hope I don't go tumbling off down there, because there won't be any more YouTube videos of me if I did. I'll be careful, don't worry. Holy moly! It's bad up here. Oh Jesus! That was a bit scary. Okay, let's get this done. I just had a quick look at the map, I'm very nearly there. So I'm going to plod through the wind and make it to my destination. I hope you can hear it because it's very blustery up here. Woo. Wow, check out that view. The wind's moved around a bit, so I'm a bit more sheltered. So I'm definitely carrying on. Just watching where I'm going, this is quite a rocky path. Oh, here comes the wind again. Path split back there. Well, the other path's heading backwards. I'm definitely heading in this direction. So windy. I've been on the move for 2 hours and 11 minutes. Obviously, somebody not shooting film and going backwards and forwards for a camera and taking pictures for social media would do it quicker. But I think I'm going to get to the 2.5–3 hour point and turn around and go back, no matter how far in I am. I'm just going to carry on a little bit, but how stunning is it up here? I don't want to go back, but after I get off this track, I've got another hour and 30 minutes, something like that, trek back, so I've got to be aware of that. Going up. Obviously, I gotta come back down. I've got a pole. Okay, so where's up here? Well, it's going in that direction. It is getting worse, and it's just nearly knocked me off my feet. I think I'm gonna have to give it up as a bad job in a minute. I'll just carry on a little bit. It's not got bubbles out my pigtails and everything. I look a right mess. It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning up here. I don't want to turn around, but I'm on my own and it's very exposed up here. Just keep going for a little bit longer. So technically I am on the Larrig-Grew. I just had a look on the map, so I'm passing between the mountains. I think once you got past that split you're on it. It is, to do the whole of the Larrig-Grew, 30k, 8 to 10 hours. And obviously I've just done 2.5 hours, so I'm just going a little bit into it. See what it looks like, see what the weather's like. It's a mountain pass in Scotland, the Larrig-Grew. It goes through the central Cairngorms at an altitude of 835 metres, and it's described as one of the wildest places in the area. As you can see, it's pretty wild. Absolutely beautiful though, and completely deserted considering the weather. I am the only person mental enough to walk up here, but there you go. And now you can see why I want to bring my drone up here on a still day. Look at that. How beautiful is it up here? I'm just going to carry on a little bit further, see if we can find a sheltered bit to sit and eat my food, and then I'm going to turn around. And if you're thinking about doing it, this is most of the terrain once you get onto the path. It's yeah, fun, shall we say. So that's the rest of the path. That's clumsy attitude to turn around and go back, especially with the wind the way it is. I do want to carry on, but I've been going for 2.5 hours, so I'm going to turn around, find somewhere to sit and eat, and get back to my doggos and rest my legs, because that was a good walk. It's going to be a good walk back. What a beautiful view. It's amazing.
Our mistakes, but none you talk about. I'm watching every move you make, and I'm on to you. Come on, heartbreaker, give in and surrender to me. Surrender to me, oh. To me, surrender to me.
Okay, time to get a mosey on, because this weather doesn't look like it's getting any better. It actually looks like it's getting worse. So we're headed back. I'm not recording much because it's like this. I'm trying to concentrate on where I'm going. Drop down into the side of the glen as fast as possible. This is very exposed up here, that wind's cold. Drop down a little bit. This is that path. I'm going to have a quick look on the map where it goes, because I'm curious. I know exactly where it goes. It goes to Rothymercus Lodge. I don't know if to head that way and change my route back a little bit. What do we do? I think I might brave it. So I remember very, very vaguely when I first got here, I took a walk up to Rothymercus Lodge. Before I'd done any proper walking really, I didn't take anything with me, and the weather turned quite bad, and I walked up the start of this trail, turned around and went back. And it's a long way down from Rothymercus Lodge down to the start of the Loch Circular. And I was knackered when I got back, but I'd not long got here. I was tired, a bit heart sick, and not very fit. So things have changed quite a lot since then, clearly. But it's still very wet and rocky, like I remember when I came up here last. But these days I am a lot better equipped to tackle it, and a lot fitter. So hopefully the trek back won't take too long. This looks like it's probably the same amount of kilometres as going back the way I come, but sorry I'm not looking at the camera, it's very rocky here. I'm watching where I'm going and a little bit muddy. So yeah, change my route back. I'll go this way, head to Rothymercus Lodge, back on the Loch Circular, and then back home. You know, when I think back to that day that I did this walk and how I was feeling, how sad I was, I can see a difference in me. And I know everybody keeps saying go back and watch your old videos. I don't want to. I don't want to see myself so sad. But yes, I've come on in leaps and bounds, so I need to stop hindering my own progress and just take every day as it comes, I think, which I'm trying to do. But now I'm hot again, I need to take my coat off. I think Rothymercus Lodge is just over there, so I'll pick back up when I'm on the normal road and I can actually look at the camera. Jesus, it's windy up here. Now I remember why I didn't come this way. Everybody knows I don't like getting dirty, but definitely getting dirty now. There we are, Rothymercus Lodge. Safe and sound. I'm glad I got OS maps, because I did wander off the path a couple of times trying to find my way around the bogs. But I found it easily again because it was shown on OS map, so yeah, makes me a bit more confident walking out on my own. That's my route so far. I've been out for 3 hours and 15 minutes. I reckon it'll take me another hour and a half to get back-ish. So we'll see how fast I can get back. And like I said, that was with stopping for some food because I didn't pause OS maps, couldn't be bothered, and stopping and running back and grabbing the camera and doing all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's been a good walk. I'd say it's a nice walk to do when it's not this windy. It just got a little bit sketchy when I was getting up onto the pass. But yeah, I'm dropping back down again now, so it should be good. And when I was up here in March, like I said, like one of my first well, I think I went to the Green Lock first and then went across the valley. I'm going to do that walk again at some point actually, go the hard way. And then I came up here one day and I was totally unprepared for a fairly long walk. Thought there'd be a cafe up here, but it's just lodging basically, and it's quite deserted. And I didn't bring any water or anything, and it was a long walk and a long day. And weather very similar to this, but obviously a lot colder because it was March. So I was quite unprepared. And I was also really sad. Everything had all happened in a very short space of time. But yeah, I'm in a different place now, I think. A very different place. Still pretty windy up here. I think mentally and physically I am a lot more hardy than I was back then. I think I started to change me in Keswick last year. It's when I discovered that I liked walking, I liked hiking, and I loved running. And that was kind of a turning point in everything. It made me think about things and see that that was not the way I wanted to continue my life as it was, and I needed to make some changes. And so I did. It was big and it was scary, and I've gone through some tough times, don't get me wrong, but I am overall happy. I get bouts of loneliness and memories and things, and it does happen, but overall I am a lot happier than I was. I'm not lonely because I don't have people, it's lonely from being in a relationship, and they're the times you need to be really, really careful and not seek somebody out. And when I'm feeling vulnerable and lonely, it's the worst time you could find someone, because you would attract somebody not very good for you. So yeah, when I'm feeling that way, I tend to just hold up and not do a lot, or do this. Bring myself out for a walk. It's a beautiful place, despite weather, and I feel 100 times better. So much better mood to tackle work tomorrow. And yeah, completely different to how I felt this morning, which is really good. I'm just going up to the sign where I went to start my walk to the Larry Grew. So I've been walking for 3 hours and 40 minutes, so it's about an hour back from here. I think I might go the opposite way around the lock and go up the old logging way down the side of the road, just to vary my route a little bit. I'm just going to stop a minute and take an ibuprofen though, because my sticky glute muscle is causing pain all down this right leg. So take some ibuprofen, take some inflammation out of it, and hopefully that will help. And that's why I always carry painkillers and antihistamines with me, especially on the longer walks, just in case I have any issues like that, and then I can definitely get myself back to site without asking for any help, because we all know I don't like asking for help. I am stubborn and independent. I was just walking through the car park and I got shouted in by the lovely Maggie and Eddie. Thank you so much both. It was lovely to have a chat, and thanks for the cuppa, and I'll definitely pop in and see you. So I've got your address and your number. What a lovely couple. Thank you so much both. You've definitely made my day. And now I'm on the old logging way, headed back to site. After that drink I need a wee. So I'm motoring a little bit. I'll pick you back up and I'm back with my lovely doggos. Okay, I got back from a 17.5k walk to the Larry Grew, and then went straight on a bike ride with Brian, Nick and Mick. Poor Mick was on Brian's normal bike, he's hardcore. So we cycled down to where I started the Larry Grew, cycled back, and then went around the back of the lock. So after my very long walk and big long bike ride, I am shattered. I've had some food, I've had a shower, and I'm ready for my bed. So on that note, I'm going to end this video. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Larry Grew as much as I did. It's stunning up there. I'm going to get my boat back up there once the high winds have dropped. We still have high winds at the minute. Just a big storm passing through the UK, I think, at the moment. So yeah, I'll say thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.